Where we strike a vehicle relative to its centre of mass makes a difference to how it's going to behave in a collision. How it behaves in a collision, because bearing in mind, we deal with the bits at the end, we see where the vehicles come to rest, help us understand the interaction the vehicle had. So let's take some examples. We'll see a video here of a car striking another car where the centre of mass is lined up. We watch that again. When we have the centre of mass lined up, we just push vehicles straight. Everything goes straight. If, however, we consider the situation where we're going to repeat a similar collision, we're going to have a car coming in from the right-hand side, but this time we're going to strike behind this black car's centre of mass, so towards the rear of it, and we're going to induce a rotation. When our centre of masses aren't lined up, things rotate. So understanding the nature of the interaction makes a difference. We talk about collisions with pedestrians having different phases. We're going to see a car moving in from the left-hand side. The first thing that we're going to see is the front of the car pushing the pedestrian's legs away. We talked before about this centre of mass collision inducing a rotation. Well, the same thing happens with our pedestrian. Pedestrian's centre of mass is around their hip area. So when we strike their legs, we induce a rotation. They rotate towards the car. We then see their upper body or hip area, depending on speeds that they're struck at, rotating onto the bonnet. The head will then, depending on speed, make contact with the windscreen, in this case, on the lower portion of it. The parties then separate, and this is what we would call the flight phase of a pedestrian. After being struck and launched into the air, they fly. They then fall to the road, and there's another impact as they land on the road, often with their upper body or even their head, which is why we talk about a secondary impact with the head on the road surface. And then finally, a slide, or often called a tumble phase, as the pedestrian then slides to rest. Depending on the nature of the collision you're dealing with, your collision investigator might talk about those phases in detail, and that's what they are.